Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and the other day I did a video showing how I made this knotted bracelet, and I mentioned that I was going to do another video showing how to do a knotted bracelet in a different way, and that's what this video is all about. So I'm going to use the same elements in this bracelet as I did in this one, except for we're not going to have a big button. And I'm using some howlite chip beads that look turquoise. They've been dyed turquoise. I'm using some pink 6mm beads. I think these are painted glass beads. They've got a little bit of yellow and white in them. And then I'm using these glass beads, 4mm, and some gold tone little spacer beads. I'm going to be using a lobster claw clasp and a jump ring and a couple of turtles and some wax cording. Now, I already strung my beads up onto my cording. And now this bracelet here, I have a video all about it, and I'll leave the link to the video at the end of this video so you can click on it. But this is also a knotted bracelet. And I did a little bit different than what I'm showing you today. The first thing you always do when you do it this way, or the way I'm fixing to show you, is string all your beads onto your cording first. And with this one, I just strung a bunch of beads. I didn't know how many I was going to need, and I kept checking to see if the size was going to be okay. But like I said, I have a video all about that you can check out. But I have a lobster claw and a jump ring, but I used some bead tips to secure it. I'm going to secure this one a little different. And, oh, come on. Focus. There we go. And I'm not going to knot every single bead on this one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lobster claw clasp. I'm going to make sure it works, which it does. And then I'm going to string that end in there like this. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. 1 and 2. I'll show you what I'll do with that later on. So I've got all my beads. I slid them down, and I'm going to take a section of beads this time. Like I said, I'm not going to knot in between every one of these like I did this. So I've got a section of beads, and I'm going to tie a knot right here. Now, if I was to knot between every one of them, that would be fine. But I wouldn't need as many beads as I have, because the knots actually take up quite a bit of room. Okay, so there's two ways that you can do this. You can use this, or you can just slide it down with your fingers, which I'm going to use this, and then I'll slide it down later on here so you can see both ways. But I just use this to put inside the knot, and then just slide it next to the bead. Now, you don't want it too tight. See how it's kind of doing that? I don't want that. So I want to make sure it's not too tight. And I'm okay with this particular cording showing through. In fact, I kind of want it to show through. Now, I could do another knot. Let me see. My plan is to bring these down and do another knot here. Let me see here. And then I would bring these down and do my final knot. So let's see if this is going to be big enough. maybe I will okay, while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this. Sometimes when I'm designing, I kind of have to let things sit before I do my final decision. And that's what I'm doing right now. But this right here, I want to fray this out and kind of make it a tassel. So I'm just untwisting the fibers, and then I'm taking my pin. Another way to use your little needle or pin. And I'm just going to fray this out. And then I'm going to trim it off a little bit. I need to get some sharper scissors. Boy, these are really not sharp at all. There we go. Clean up my mess. Put my scissors away. All right. I think what I'm going to do, I'm debating on tying another knot on top of there, but I don't think I am. I'm going to go ahead and put the jump ring on the lobster claw. And then I'm going to measure, see how long we have here. Okay, it's still only about 5 inches. I like my bracelets a little loose, so I like mine at 7 inches. So I have 2 inches. So I am going to go ahead and tie another knot, just to make it a little bigger, make it look like there's a bead there. Now this one I'm just going to guide, and I'm going to try to guide it underneath the existing knot, because that'll make it be more on top of each other. Just tighten it. And now you see it a lot better, okay? All right, now I think I'm going to go ahead and put one turtle down. See how that fits in there and it looks like a bead? And I'm going to go ahead and tie another knot. And I can use my pin to feed that down. And then I think I'm going to tie another knot, like I did this one here. This one, I'm going to feed it by hand. I almost felt like I needed to do that with these turtles because the holes are a lot bigger. All right, now I'm going to feed this one bead down. And then I'm going to do 2 more knots on top of each other. And there's other ways to do knotted jewelry. I just find this easier for me. Sometimes when you're doing this, if you've got a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of knots you need to do, you can kind of get into a Zen moment and have a rhythm to it. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to put the turtle down and tighten that. Then another knot. Have any of you ever made mala necklaces? That's when there's a series, I forgot what the number of beads. I think it's like 80 something beads. There's a something to it. A meaning behind it. And I can't remember how many beads. It's been a while since I've made one of those. But there's a lot of knotting involved with that. And I know a lot of people that make mala necklaces on a regular basis. They do get into a Zen moment with that. I'm just going to stretch this out just a little bit. And now I'm going to do one more knot. Let's see. I was going to try to do it by hand, but I think I'm going to use this. Get it right next to that bead there. All right, so I've got all the beading part done here. And now I'm going to add this chain that's going to make it adjustable. If you got like a really small wrist or a larger wrist, you'll be able to adjust it because the lobster claw can fit in any of these links here, okay? So instead of using a jump ring or a split ring, I'm going to use this. So the first thing I want to do is to take this end here, and I'm just going to tie it like I did the lobster. I'm going to tie it in a knot. So we're going to go in fact, let me get out my pin here. Okay, there's one. Tie it again to make sure it is secure. And I'm tying my knots really secure, but if you want, you can use glue on them. I don't like to use glue. I just don't want all that sticky mess on my beads. I will use glue on stretch bracelets, but that's, you know, pretty much it. Or if I'm putting a rhinestone or something like that on. Let's see. Let's try this one again. I'm going to try to tie the knot so it kind of goes in between there. And let's see, where is my... I'm going to use a crochet hook to grab that end and pull it through. And you just have to be patient at this point here. All right. And I'm going to make a tassel out of this thing, but not right this second. And if you wanted to, if you wanted to make this longer, you could add beads to it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. See how this is going to work. Yeah, it's going to work just fine. Now what I want to do is I'm going to trim this a little bit here. untwist it, take my needle, separate those fibers out. I love this look. I know some of you probably aren't a fan, but I just really like the boho hippie look a lot. And I think taking some of this cording like this, hemp or anything that's got fiber, and separating them out just adds to the look. All right, I'm going to pick my stuff up and then I'll show you the bracelet close up. All right, I've got it all finished, and this is what the 3 bracelets look like together. Like I said, I have a video of this one that I'll leave a link at the end of this video so you can click on it and check out how I did it. It's a little bit different than, in fact, all 3 of these are just a little bit different. This one, again, I have a video about it, and I'll leave a link up here to that video. Used a button, but today the star of the show was this, and I really like how these turned out. I love the colors. I used yellow wax cording. I just tied the clasp on and frayed the ends there. And I didn't knot between each bead. I knotted, see, we have a knot, like a double knot here, double knot, double knot, double knot. Winds up being a double knot there. I added the hibiscus there, and I've got a little bit of a chain. I did mix my metals. Over time, I'm thinking that these may darken a little bit, I'm not sure, but we have the antique brass here, so it kind of ties in the bright gold and the antique brass. But I love the way, I think this is my favorite one here, but they all look really good together. And let me take them off and lay them down so you can look at them. Here they all look together. See how this is knotted? I also use wax cording on this. I tried to match the beads. I think I did a pretty good job. And I used these clamshell bead caps for the clasp. This this bracelet is pretty similar to that one I just showed, but I didn't knot in between each one. I double knotted there and there, here and here, and then I just added some chain. These two have the exact same elements in them except for this button. And then of course we have this one here. You can see the cording a lot better with this one. Let me know which one you like the best. Do you like the one we worked on today? Do you like the button bracelet? Or do you like the fully knotted one? Let me know down in the comment section below, and thanks for joining me. Y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, signing out for now. Bye-bye.